A few years ago, I decided to trade in my heavy bag and upgrade to a reflex bag for my home boxing workouts. And if you haven't already, these are the 5 reasons I think you should too. Number 1, it was a new and refreshing challenge. Look, the heavy bag is a staple of boxing training. No one's gonna argue that. But if we're being honest, there's only so far you can develop with a stationary target. When I first got the bag in my gym, I was obsessed. It was all I wanted to do every day, every workout. But about a year into it, I felt like I kind of peaked. And I found myself just going through the motions as opposed to loving the workouts like when I first started. But the reflex bag added another degree of difficulty that was a refreshing change. Years later, I feel myself progressing and getting better, but there's still so much further to go. And I know it's something that's gonna keep me coming back for more and more. Number 2, the mind-body connection. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what it is, but there's something about that moving target that added a whole new dynamic to training. For the first time ever, I experienced this unique mind-body connection where I was totally focused, but also at the same time able to just totally clear my mind and get lost in the experience. Number 3, now this one's not scientifically proven, but I would argue it's a better workout and you're burning more calories. Of course, you're able to push yourself hard on a heavy bag, but for me, I found myself guilty of just kind of standing in place and coasting whenever I got tired. But with the reflex bag, you don't have a choice. You have to move to get out of the way of your bag. It's encouraging footwork and head movement. I'm engaging my core with all the different defensive movements. Number 4, my bag finally stays in place. If you've ever trained with a stationary heavy bag before, you know this horrible, seemingly impossible to solve challenge way too well. No matter what you do, because of how the heavy bag is designed, your bag is always gonna be on the run. For me, it just drove me crazy having to constantly stop and rip my gloves off to reposition my bag, only for it to keep happening again and again and again. It really took me out of the flow. And it was just something that constantly drove me crazy. But with the design of a reflex bag, you're able to go 150% and you never have to worry about that bag moving, which is a refreshing change of pace. And finally, number 5, defense. Look, even if you're just training for fitness, it's still fun to feel like you're learning real boxing technique and developing a skill set. If you've ever sparred or been in an actual boxing match before, you know that there is a huge difference between getting good at punching something and actually learning how to box. The reflex bag allows you to practice all of the defensive movements that you would in a real boxing match. You can slip, block, roll, shoulder roll, parry, and so much more, giving you the complete 360 boxing training experience, which for me was day and night from only working my offense on a heavy bag. Listen, in an ideal world, we have both. We have every piece of boxing equipment because we're all obsessed with boxing training, or we should be. But if you had to choose between the heavy bag or the reflex bag, I would seriously give the reflex bag a try. And obviously subscribe to the channel for new drills and workouts every week. Bang! I said fire. I said fire. You know, watch it burn, something, something. One more. So